You also had a collaboration, not only with chess sets as your very own, but a collaboration with perfume bottles of some sort. Explain how that came about.
That was with Killian Hennessy for his series of I don't know if it was his last because he keeps making new perfumes, but last year at this time we were making those bottles, and that was literally just painting on 50 bottles, and they're all signed and numbered, and that was very beautiful. That was a beautiful project, and I really loved it because there's a transparency and because the color wasn't all over the bottles, there was parts of it that you could see through, and so on and so forth. So that was a beautiful project that just came together quickly and beautifully as well.
I saw them. They're absolutely gorgeous. They were,
you.
unbelievable. I've got this interesting belief that almost every painting or every picture or artistic piece has some sort of voice to it. And almost every bit determined by the eye of the observer. Whether it's the artist that's actually creating it or someone that's actually looking at it as a product in an exhibit. Explain to me what your voice is coming from the 100 Smiles of the Mona Lisa piece.
The 100 Smiles of the Mona Lisa was the name of the show in Japan. The actual piece that I did was the first piece of that series of absentee paintings, where all those masterpiece paintings were recreated without the people in them. So that was the first of that series, and it's actually called Be Back in 5 Minutes. So the idea principally was that I always had this fantasy of going into paintings or being a part of paintings. I wanted to be not on the outside, but to be a part of the art. And so you take the figures out, all of a sudden there's a space that's created that I just thought would be interesting to live with, so to speak, to see if it was easier to be more into the painting or not. So it all depends on the viewer, because some people think it's interesting for many different reasons, but my reasons are less are on the same level of importance as the other ones. Sorry.
There you go. So. Okay, very good. Yes, definitely. Now, one piece I found interesting was the Lion's Den. Can you explain that piece to us a little bit more?
That was a piece, part of the Zebra Stripe series, where you have two very opposite kind of colors and feeling temperatures. There's part of it is very blue, and it has this kind of abstract, it's my own design, of painting of an eye that's looking, and it also creates kind of a landscape as well. So that's kind of mixed with Daniel and the Lion's Den, which is all about the heat of these lions and the fur and the colors, and they're two opposites really trying to come together or coming together on the same surface. Daniel and Lion's Den is an oil, and my blue eye, is an acrylic, and it's kind of cold, and the other painting is very warm and sensual, and it's in many ways it's opposites trying to coexist on the same surface. And so I try to bring myself into a world where I hope I can find myself more together, because I've always I've spent a lot of time alone doing my art, and so sometimes I feel dislocated from the world. So it's a way of coming back together.
That's a great insight. That's fascinating. I like that. Let me ask you if you can share with us how you came to the production of your masterwork series of the Matisse takes on the Picasso of Guernica. Can you share with us about that? I find that fascinating.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
Yeah.
When I was doing the series of the absentee, I don't want to say missing people series because it sounds a little too negative, but the absentee paintings I thought, oh, maybe I should do the Guernica, but at that time I wasn't ready. I thought, oh no, I'm not going to do Picasso. Matisse's don't do Picasso. Christmas. And so, but still in the back of my mind, it came back to me a couple times. I said, no, it'd be impossible to do anyway. What do you do? You know, this and that. Then 9/11 happened, and I got really shaken from that experience.